These acts are dangerous and could cause bodily harm. I gotta show you why we do these things. The things that we do on the X Drive is fantabulous. Look at that out there. Oh yeah, you get it up to speed, you know exactly where that money went. I'm gonna regurg this as things are cold. This is Arctic Blast Edition. And here I am just out with this. We don't have to go far. I mean, but you should always be prepared. I mean, what if you fall and break your ankle and you have to sit here and wait to die? We're gonna start this thing. She is X5 35D. Now, it should be an easy one, and there shouldn't be much to do here. All right, we got like cold leather. Yeah. Why would you ever turn on the fans? All right, you hit the key once. It does some stuff. My voltage is low. It's not gonna start. Oh, man. Well, one, we're not using the right battery. Look at this. I mean, there's a lot of space for battery here. This is out of a Dodge Caravan. It's the best we got right now. Well, luckily, I got a work call. Someone's asking me to look at a thing in town, which means we're taking this guy. Got a previous video of cold start of this Tundra. Completely non-remarkable, but I'll at least show you on the phone. I'm not going to set up the camera. Will the Toyota start? Does a bear sleep in the woods? 2019 Toyota Tundra, 163,664 miles, close to the number of the beast. Negative 19. Ah, that's barely even cold. That can't be right. We're not even factoring wind chill. Well, all right. They must have collaborated with Ford on the power steering pump. What's a Toyota? I don't even know why you bother to open the hood, but. And we'll toss our core battery in the back. All right, I gotta get inside. Of course the thing's gonna start, but she's not too pleased about it. I'm not pleased about it either. Incur much expense and difficulty at solving a very temporary problem. What? It is a temporary problem. I mean, once it warms up, it's gonna warm up in like 4 days, 3-4 days, and it's not gonna be these negative Arctic temperatures. Wow, gotta move hands because that hurts. And so, do I buy a complete new battery for the thing, knowing that I would be fine after that? Always bring the battery inside. This is the boot warming area. There's a heat vent right there. She should be toasty. That's for a different rig and tire. It's a cold start trifecta for ya. Now, there's another video on this one too. Well, let us see it.
In New York City.
The radio. That's all you get? That's all we get. I mean, we got our monies out of her. 2 of 19. That's a 5-year-old battery. And that's a good life for a battery, especially these never starts. Is this platinum, premium, plus, whatever? Now, I am, in fact, a cheap ass. But 5 years old, that's a decent life for a little battery here. And I know for a fact, we used to live in central Montana. It's negative 20 right now. But where I'm from and where I lived with this car, this is a car I sold to my sister. Where I lived with this car, it was capable and started just fine regardless of the temperature. Negative 40, it was fine so long as she has a good battery. Maybe the battery just needs to be replaced. That Ford beep. No, you see what I'm talking about, that power steering pump. Also not happy about this weather, but I don't know. We've gotten our monies out of her. We could probably maybe get another year out of her if maybe something like a battery warmer or a block heater. Do we got one of them? There's more noise from the front than there is the back. Thing's a Ford Focus. Soulless Japanese appliance. Next complaint is tire pressures. It's cold. We'll just make sure nothing's below 20, I guess. I could have sworn this thing had a block heater, but I can't find her now. Well, it looks like we are going with the new battery ever start. But we'll run a grift here. This battery, not T-bad. 15-year-old Durastart that has a hole in it, definitely bad. So the plan has colds now. buy a new battery, give that one for the core, and then have an almost functional battery instead of an absolutely not functional. I didn't even tell you the big benefit, and that being that this is my sister's car, and so she is responsible for buying the batteries. I mean, I'll physically go buy the battery, but she's paying me for that battery. So I'm replacing a definitely dead battery with an almost dead battery, and this is how I end up with a fleet of nearly dead batteries. Get in the zone, whatever. I don't care either way. But this, I've got a commercial account, or access to a commercial account. You got to get one of those. Get in, go to for your mechanic. This was supposed to just be, I was going to take it and test it, and I had a whole plan with this really junk battery to get a less junky battery. But the removal was destructive, as you can see. So I guess we're getting a new battery, and this is our core. And what is going on in the world? The tiniest, dinkiest battery you can buy is now $200 at the AutoZone. Man, but do yourself a favor, get yourself a commercial account, because that $200 went down to $130, which I think is a fair price for a battery. Well, I know it's gonna start, but let's do it anyway. Key in, and that, oh, that thing works? That didn't used to work. That's why you have this button. All right, things are looking up. Low tire pressure, we'll look at fixing that too. Well, we made a voyage in the town in the work truck for work purposes. Got some of this stuff, diesel 911. But can it melt? Let's get back to this thing. I assume my lot in life is unchanged. First of all, how much fuel this thing got? Last I knew it was pretty close to full. All right, a half tank, which is, no, what? This thing is supposed to be smart, yet here it is, turning everything on. It's blowing air, trying to defrost. I don't want you to do that. I want you to just focus on starting, which at 11 volts, you are not going to do. Glow plugs, and then reset. Glow plugs, that's it. And voltage went way down. Unless you go to a very specific gas station, you can't really get #1 diesel here. All right, directions. All right, you add the whole thing to 250 gallons, or if you're really iced, you add the whole thing to 100 gallons. We've got 10. So for the 10 gallons that we have in here, we'd add 1/10 of this. I don't know, I'm just gonna put some in. Of course, unless I can get this thing started and running, that should make no difference at all. So made the trek into town, and I was looking for a battery heater, the ones that go underneath or the blanket that goes around the battery. I was unable to find either. No surprise there, but we got this thing. It's at 52%. It was at 100% when I put it in. There's even a temp alarm there. Off, back in. Come on. All right, now it's giving us some voltage. No difference. Not surprised. Even that says low voltage. But what an absolute hunk of junk. Battery too low. Now it's too low. Maybe you just need something that's not the $50 cheapest lithium jump starter that I can get. I don't know why I bother with that hunk of junk. Waste of everybody's time. Majority of lithium jump starters are. So let's get this into winter mode. I don't know what the difference is. I think it says we're charging there. It's red. Red means charging, I think. Now, charging this into the car the right way, remove this battery, bring it inside, put it in the garage, somewhere with some heat, then put it on the charger. We're doing this. And I know what you're thinking. You know that's probably not going to work very well. I knew this wasn't going to work. Hey, we're going to make these videos longer. The fake internet points reward system keeping you. I will do you better. I mean, if you watch this far, there will be an entry at the beginning. This video is probably getting long, with a timestamp that you can click on if you just want to see this thing start. All right, an amount of time has elapsed. And this battery isn't a full charge. That's a 4 amp charge. Well, according to this, we got a decent charge on her. So what we're going to do, we are going to attempt to charge it, remove the charger and everything, attempt to give her a good cold start. If she doesn't work, I'm going to bring out the battery that's sitting inside my living room, connect the jumper cables via that battery. This thing should have 2 batteries here, or maybe just a longer battery, because the H6 this thing calls for seems insufficient. Then again, this thing does not have the cold start or cold weather package. There was a package for that, though it does have the nice heated seats and stuff. not the cold weather. There is no block heater in the thing, not even a battery warmer. So there's two different specs of batteries you can get. One being, I believe it's an H6, which is about this size. This is not the proper battery for this. This came out of a Dodge Caravan. There is room for a bigger battery, and looking there, that thing goes down there. Battery's down here, a standard diesel, proper battery, but this doesn't have that. Cold weather package. So although it does have a heated steering wheel and heated seats, it had a number of detriments, the diesel. We're taking this thing out of its natural environment. It was never made to be here. This was a California car. It's evidenced by the no rust on anything, which is nice. When I say this stuff is made in stereo, this is what I mean. So we got two nice connects. Actually, you might want to, I'm not going to deal with them. You get what you get. Right protected, come on. I'm sure there's a product for this, but when you slot it in, if you don't get it perfectly in, you can move the right protect little tab there. Just drop it in. If you're gonna shoot a good cold start video, you need one of these. Cannot record? What the? Come on. All right, recording. Let's see what happens here. Will our 1 hour. All right, starting procedures on this thing. One, why does the radio turn on every time, despite what I do? Yeah, it's a whole lot of beep in there. I hit the start button. Glow plugs glow. Things beep. 11.7 volts. It's not enough. Brake. And nada. Great. And anytime you do anything electrical, lots of things happen here. Lots of warning. All right, old lever start value is going to give us the beans. And yes, battery in the back. Jump start points are up here. So as I can just remove the jump starter now. Wasn't doing nothing anyway. The jump starter, the battery charge. And if you should try to jump start it from back here, it will not work. I have tried. It's no bueno. Key in. You hit the key once. Glow plugs glue. That should mean we're good. Foot on brake. Turn the radio off. Well, we got a lot of warnings here. Let's cycle through these things. All right, passenger restraint. That's always on. All right, that is due to the battery going flat. That's normal. Parking brake off, hopefully it's really off. Restraint malfunction, that's always there. And she charges a little hoppity, 15 volts. Actually gets up to like 15.2. That should be a BMW thing. But I'm going back inside. Yeah, that's what we need. And that's what we need. How's she running? I'm assuming this thing didn't even smoke. Of course, why would it? So, we do have it running. We get the diesel 911 in there. Approximate values. Now that it's pumping and cycling fuel through, this should get thoroughly mixed and we worry less about gelling. Alright, just got a work call. I gotta go in and check the thing. I'm gonna let this idle for a little bit. Not too long, we're not gonna push for too much. I am leaving this hooked up for a number of reasons. Maybe I'm just too paranoid about this. I mean, there's a big fancy alternator right there doing alternator thing. But one, puts more voltage on the system, stresses it less. You should not use your alternator to charge a dead battery. They always say that, but there'll be some testing on that in the future. I've got a video idea. Stay tuned for that. But alternator testing as a whole, I gotta get inside. I can barely talk, it's so cold. Alternator testing is a thing for the future. But this way, the voltage is more stable. It doesn't have to stress the alternator to charge a dead battery because we got a good one here. Or maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I should just disconnect this, bring my jump unit back inside. I did disconnect it because I think that being jump started and then having a flat battery is the normal expected behavior. They are LED, HIDs, whatever. So they will never get warm and they will never melt. Not all that glitters or blinds you in the face is gold. Things are looking up, idling nicely. Let's see how the inside feels right now. And yeah, that's something we'll ignore for now. All right, that's a real one. Well, they're all real warnings. Still charging at 15 volts. My booty is nice and toasty. Put this in auto mode. Warm me up. Ooh, yes. Yeah, that one's gonna go away. Now, a chassis stabilization malfunction. You know, anytime I see one of these, any of these nice German things, and they're like, no codes, no lights, no nothing, I don't believe you. You did some trickery. Just give it to me straight, Doc. The check engine light will be on indefinitely till the end of time. Restraint system, the airbags may or may not work. I believe the seatbelts work. I should probably wear one. And it's rather insistent on it. That will not stop. Well, darn it, thought I'd top her off and we could find some number one, but no such luck. Well, maybe we will have to do that same battery thing tomorrow. If we have trouble, the battery's fully charged. Now, on a good day, it's possible that the battery in this car would be dead. These German electronics, you know. But on a cold day like this, definitely. And it should be fully charged now. I might leave the charger on her overnight to see how that does. Would it make a difference? Probably not. I will do that same battery trick. We will bring in our EverStart value inside and jump it tomorrow if we need to. And in fact, if we're going to be rolling anywhere, we're definitely going to bring that value start with us. But that concludes the video. You can, in fact, start one of these things in negative 20 today, I think. Thanks for watching. These acts are dangerous and could cause bodily harm. I gotta show you why we do these things. The things that we do. One, the X drive is fantabulous. Look at that out there. Oh yeah, you get her up to speed, you know exactly where that money went.